Looking at wide receivers now, who are we starting?
Courtland Sutton is on absolute fire, 17 or more points in 4 of his last 5 games, and he has just been phenomenal. And you look at the matchup this week against the Browns, they've given up the 9th most points to perimeter receivers. Their defense has also allowed 16 wide receivers to beat them for 13 plus points, including 8 who've gone over 16. So Sutton's a very good play. That's the Monday night game. And then let's go back to that Steelers-Cincinnati game. George Pickens. Now, last week, one of his worst games since week 6. But, I mean, it was a blizzard in the second half. And let's be honest, if Russell Wilson had hit him in the end zone when he was wide open, we wouldn't be talking about him having a bad game. Now he's got a good matchup against the Bengals. They've allowed 4 touchdowns and the most points per game to perimeter receivers since week 9. And Pickens right now has a receiving EPA of plus 32.7. That's very good. I think this could be a high-scoring game in the jungle.
Who are we not expecting a high-scoring fantasy affair from?
So I just bought a carton of milk, and Deebo Samuel was on there because I don't know where the hell he's been, but he has been a shell of himself. 9.2 points in his last 2 games combined. He's failed to score more than 12.6 points in 4 straight games. He's got Buffalo this week. They've allowed the 5th fewest fantasy points to the perimeter, and they've only allowed 8 touchdowns to wide receivers. And we're not sure what the quarterback situation is in San Francisco, and the weather might be frightful. And then Jaden Reed on Thursday night. I know, I'm going to cry. I love him. But he's been colder than a winter's day in Green Bay. Single digits in all but one of his last 5 games. Miami's defense has been tough on slot receivers. 2 scores and the 2nd fewest fantasy points per game allowed to the inside receivers. So Jaden Reed is a risk in what's going to be one of those icy Lambeau games.